Hey everybody, I'm just gonna do like a little warm up here so you can kind of see what I like to do to get my hands kind of limbered up while I'm playing. So starting with a really basic idea, just classic, right? 8 on the hand. Might switch up the length a little bit. Here I'll go for 2 measures, maybe twice as long. Switch. Now the left has got the 2 bar version. And that's really handy if you want to do like 16th note versions. I'll show you. Ready? You have to figure out some way to turn it around then. Do the same thing on the left. A little faster. Once I'm comfortable, I'll go to 8, 8, 16. Put the singles in. Ah, cool. So you do that for a little bit. That's what I like to do anyway. At that point, maybe you could do it even at the beginning. You can stretch a little bit, just warm up the muscles. I like to get this finger has given me some trouble historically, so I just like to really make sure those muscles are nice and loose. And then the rest of the stuff in your palm, wrist, forefinger. Ignore the band if you can hear them, by the way, jamming out in there. But check out this spot, nice and rustic. Cool. So once I've got 8 on the hand going a little bit, and this is a bit truncated, I'd usually go a little longer. But then I might go into like some multi-beat stuff. So that would be like this. All right, 1 E, a 2, a 3 E and 4 and 1 E, a 2, a 3 E and 4 and. I'm doing the same thing where I'm doing, right, left, and then a right that's twice as long, and then the same thing in the other direction. And that just helps, it engages your brain just a little bit more. And also, what's cool about this is it kind of has you going across the bar line, so that can be really fun. It's already a pretty syncopated double beat exercise, so it's nice to challenge yourself more, go over the bar line. Um, yeah, do that a little bit, and then you can do triple beat. I like to do this a lot, um, where I do double beat for a while, and then I do triple beat. Same idea, and then quadruple beat or quad beat, which sounds like this. right? So in every instance, double, triple, quadruple, you have to have a loose and relaxed grip and motion. Otherwise, you won't be able to play very fluidly or very long. So but you have to have a certain like looseness in your grip. It's going to be really hard to sort of like make each individual stroke happen. So you have to be able to get your fingers and your wrist all kind of working together to make those strokes happen. So I'll do the double, triple, quadruple pyramid. Go up and then come back down and see what that sounds like. Assuming I don't mess anything up. Sorry, my camera slid a little bit, so there we are. And it's also
Just for a student?
no, I'm just going live. You want to say hi to people, Garrett? We're currently live in the Not Studio.
Hi.
Nobody's watching right now, so it's fine.
Okay, well then I'm leaving.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. I don't want to be a part of this.
So starting with the legato techniques, right, where everything is very open and very loose, you can see that I'm not hitting and stopping, sort of attenuating the stick in a down position. I'm letting it rebound all or very close to all the way back. This is great. This is what we use for singles, in order to get the fluidity there. Once that's comfortable, and I think that's definitely the first step, the next thing is to work on, multiple height stuff. Right? And speed's not really the goal here, at least not at first, because you don't want to crush your stick in. And a lot of this comes from like a marching background, as you can sort of maybe tell. So, and the approach there is so much more rigid in terms of like really getting the stick to stop. Like a downstroke is really, really close to the drum head. If you're playing drum set, you don't have to worry about it as much, but the closer you get it, the better. If only because it makes your accents, when you do decide to hit those, it makes them pop out a little more. So I always think it's a good thing to try and really exaggerate the motion. Then when the adrenaline hits and you're actually in the middle of playing, then your body, like your muscle memory is already kind of serving to keep you connected, get you doing the right thing. So I'm going to go through a little thing that will show you kind of how you can build up an accent tap thing pretty effectively. I mean, the first basic thing just to get is downstroke, upstroke, and you get that feedback loop going. Right? Now I've added 2 strokes for the inner beats. Now we're basically up to paradiddle. So it's a fun way to break down the paradiddle, right? Thinking of it. Right. Even if you don't use it as a a way to kind of bring those two concepts together. Just doing this is really nice. And again, even though I'm playing with this technique, I'm still, there's a little gap in my fingers. I'm trying to find the angle here. You can see that the tip of my finger actually goes a little bit past it. I'm not totally boxing it in, which just for me makes it a little bit more relaxed. It's a newer thing I've started doing, picking that up from some other people. Everyone's hands are a little different though, so my hands are not particularly large, but they're not also small. I don't know, but this is what is comfortable for me grip wise. So depending on the stick you're using, you might want to go with a different grip or whatever. But okay. So we did that. Another fun one to do with accents and taps is triplets. Right? You can add a double stroke in there too. Next time. That's fun. You can move it around. There's all kinds of things you can do. Speaking of doubles, let's maybe go there. So a great thing you can always do to kind of warm up your doubles is doing double beat. That's helpful. And you can even kind of mix them together. Use that as your setup. But you can also just go right into doubles. So. Or better yet, there's a way you can kind of isolate each hand, which looks a lot like this. So I'm just playing taps, really soft taps. And then I'm keeping the heights pretty low, but now I'm doing right, right, left, right, right, left. I should have reversed my hands. That's okay. Go back to the check pattern. This is a very basic sort of double stroke kind of exercise. Now we'll do the left. So it's important you think of this as a rhythm and not as like just kind of dropping in the double stroke. Like the double stroke's really specific. It's a rhythm. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Back to the check. And full doubles. So we treat that like a more formal exercise. We can just go kind of stepwise. So step 1, check pattern. Step 2, 3, 4, 1, back to the check. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to the check. 2, 3, 4. You can be in the video if you want. That's one way of building it up, which is good because you can reveal if your one hand is really strong. Another way to do it is to do more of like the chicken in a basket version. Right, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and just like that. And you can mix it up with a single version. Try to get those as close as possible. Bye, guys.
Love you, buddy.
Where are you going?
Shopping. You want to come?
Not really.
Yeah.
And then you got that down. You can do 2 beats. Right, which is a good thing to be able to practice. Another great concept with doubles, maybe this is the last thing we'll do, is to um, take the six-stroke roll I need, which is one, two, and sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. That's the six-stroke roll, and it's one of its conventional forms. Take that, but move around where the double stroke is, and take the accents out because you don't have to do that. But the problem is if you always practice it like with the non-doubled ones being like accents, like the release is always accent. That's when you get. You should be able basically always have it at the level you want, and where the only difference is that you're not sort of how do I say you're not pounding the release, so you don't get in that habit. That might be a good thing to do. Adjust the camera one more time. Okay, so maybe it's a little easier to hear with that. Okay, so we're gonna do the normal six-stroke roll, but I'm gonna shift each time I do it. I'm gonna shift the double stroke part down by a 16th note partial. You'll see what I mean. So I'll do it a few times so you can practice along if you want. Now I'm on the and I think I lost my place. Let me try that again. Two, four, 1, 2, 3. Bye. Now I'm back where I started. I think I played the 1E and variant at the end instead of the. So that one's easy to lose track of. But anyway, and trying to talk makes it a little tricky too. Anyway, those are just some sort of basic doubles, singles, warm up ideas that I think might be useful for you. So give it a try in your own practice. The awkward part where I don't know how to stop going live. Oh, probably this one, huh? Yes, I want to stop streaming.